It's been 6 days now, and so I'm gonna go ahead and make these splits and put the queens in these colonies today. Let me show you how I'm gonna do that. I got these queens from Greg Burns at Nature's Image Farm. He sent me some. We're gonna try them out again, see how they do here in Southeast Alabama. Let's see if the bees are eating up this food. They really haven't eaten much of it. They're under there, they're eating it, but man, that bucket's still pretty heavy. So I don't have to refill them. Same thing here. Yeah, they still got plenty of food. You see the bees are down there getting food out of the buckets. Okay, our strategy is very simple today. It's kind of my old tried and true method of doing splits. We're gonna make sure the queen is in the bottom box. We're gonna put a queen excluder in between the top box and the bottom box, and then we're gonna make sure there's plenty of brood above the queen excluder so the nurse bees will go up to it. And I have 9 colonies selected here for these queens, so this will be the first step. We're gonna do it here. We're gonna get them separated here. Then we're gonna go to Applin Farms and do the same thing. And then we'll come back here and split the bees off and put the queens in the queenless part of the split. First of all, they haven't eaten much feed at all. I do believe there's something coming in. There's a big cotton field right through the woods that way. The bees don't seem overly busy, but they seem to be pretty happy. Seeing a few hive beetles in here. I just want to make sure we have 2 or 3 nice frames of brood above the excluder at least. So yeah, that looks really good. Plenty of brood right there. I'm trying to be as quick as possible. More brood there, so yeah, plenty of brood. That looks great. At least 2 nice frames of brood will be a strong enough split for, there's another frame with some brood on it. And there is food in the outside frames. Not super heavy, which means we have been in somewhat of a dearth, I think. So it'll be good to go ahead and feed them. Oh yeah, oh wow, that's a nice heavy frame of food, yeah. This one's gonna sit up real nice. So I'm gonna remove the top box. I'm gonna shake the bees down into the bottom box. That's the next step of this process. So it is kind of a tedious process, but it does guarantee you know where the queen is. If I happen to see her, that'll be great. Then I can just put her in the bottom and move on, but I'm not always lucky enough to see her. Let's start off with this frame right here. Outside frame. Let's shake the bees down, one at a time, every frame. Go look for her real quick. Don't see her. Shake them again. Kind of wish I brought my hive butler with me. That would have made it easier to place the frames as we go along. Forgot to bring my mic today, so hopefully you can hear me. I'm kind of sliding this way. I don't think I need to set them all out off to the side. Oh, that's the heavy frame. Yeah, they're getting after me a little bit. They're not real happy, so. Smush them all down, get them all out of this box. Why do we do this? This guarantees the queen is down below. So we know where she's at, so I don't have to look for her as I make this split. This has been a really good queen this year. It's a queen that I grafted last year, I'm pretty sure, unless they requeen themselves. I haven't seen her in a long time. Make sure they got some food down here. If they do, we'll put the queen excluder in and move on. Oh yeah, they got brood right there. Pollen. We don't have a lot of food in this bottom box. Oh yeah, there's some food on this side. Oh yeah, well, lots of brood over here too. Wow. There is some food on this outside frame here. That's pretty heavy. Not a lot of food, but there is some, so we'll probably have to come out and feed these bees. For now, I think we're in perfect shape to set up this split. Okay, we're gonna put the queen excluder on. should be confident that the queen is down below now. I'm going to put this other box back on top. Decide I'm going to put another frame of food down here. When we come back to place the queens and make the actual splits, we're just going to go. We're just going to do it. It's going to take it and go. It's going to be pretty quick. So I want to get everything set up so when we come back later, it'll be very efficient. Excluder on. Top box on. Make sure I don't see the queen. There are a few bees on the edges, but that'll be okay. As long as the queen's not on here, I don't see her. I think we're in good shape. If you see any of these type things right here, that is not an active queen cell. If anything, it's from the past, either this year or previously. All right, so this one's set up with plenty of brood in the top and the bottom. We have food in the top and the bottom, more food in the top. The easiest thing to do would be to come back later and take the top box and move it to another pallet. The problem is the population, I think, is much more in the bottom box, and so we might actually pull the queen away in the bottom box and drop this one here with the new queen in it. And that way it'll have plenty of bees to get her established, while the old queen will just rock on in the bottom box. So we'll kind of play that by ear when we come back to actually make the split and place the new queens. All right, that's one done, 19 more to go. Let me do one more here. Because every colony is different, just want to see if we need to do any different manipulations on this one. A lot of honey right there on the outside. This was one of my stronger colonies this year. Did really well. Starting to get into, you got honey and pollen on this frame, which is good. That's what you want to see. I kind of almost hate to break these colonies apart this late in the year because they got everything set up nicely, but I think we're going to be okay. Got brood and honey on that frame. Got to be making sure we shake these bees off if I don't see the queen. Yeah, this box is really nice. If we could just keep it intact, I think we'd be in pretty good shape, but I just got to make sure there's food in the bottom box as well. I also need to move fast because if there happens to be a dearth right now, which there may be, I'm not sure, but if there happens to be a dearth, we don't want to create a robbing situation. So I am moving pretty quick. Yeah, see, we got like 5 or 6 frames of honey in here, and the rest have a fair amount of brood, but the bottom might be really low on the honey flow, so we're going to see what we got. Make sure she's on the edge over there. Let's make a dive into the bottom box and see what we have. Larvae, eggs, everything we need in this colony. She's doing a phenomenal job, but really no food down here, so I'm gonna, let's see what we got over on this side. Really, this is a 8-frame box with the feeder in there. Got some honey on this one, a little bit, not much. Yeah, I'm gonna take a frame or 2 out of this one and put it up top, bring some food down here, and that'll equalize things out a little bit so both boxes will have enough food to get through the next few weeks. And I'm gonna feed the boxes that I put the new queens in, just to make sure that they are nice to her and hopefully help have a better chance of getting her released safely. A little agitated. Frame of food right there. Another frame of food right there. So we'll be in good shape. Go around and just do that on all the colonies that I have identified. It's gonna be a busy day. Look at this big old banana spider. I must have driven through her web as I was coming up here to the bee yard. She was in the wrong place at the wrong time. These are some big old monster spiders. She's probably, what, 4 inches long maybe? A couple inches wide. They're kind of pretty and they catch a lot of insects, mosquitoes I'm sure, and everything else, but maybe a few honeybees here or there. But it's been a few hours. You can see the queens right there. I've been letting them sit in the shade. I got all the hives here in Slocum set up as well as Appling Farms, and now I've come back to complete the splits and place the queens. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the bottom box out, move it to a new spot. That box will have the queen in it and probably most of the population. I'll drop the top box down that is queenless, and then we'll put the new queens in there. The foragers are able to come back to the one that I dropped down here, and so it'll increase the population there. Some foragers will probably leave the bottom box as well. But with that queen in there, she should continue to go. I tried to set them all up with hopefully plenty of brood, plenty of resources to have a chance at success. I have a standalone colony here. It's one of the ones that I'm gonna go ahead and do a split on. So I'm gonna go ahead and utilize this pallet. The bees are real busy this evening. There must be something out there blooming. Maybe it's that cotton field that's just through the woods, but they are really busy. They're going off flying around and they seem to be pretty active. And so whatever it is, I'm glad they're out there finding some kind of resources. It's kind of cool with the sun starting to go down the horizon there. You can see, oh, the bee just got caught in that spider web. Another one did, but look at that big old banana spider right there. It's not a bad spot. You see the big spider, and then there's a smaller one up to the left-hand side up there. That must be the male. I think the larger one is the female. They are really kind of cool unless you walk through one or you drive an ATV through one of these spider webs. That is no fun at all, as you can imagine. All right, let me show you how easy this is. This box is going to stay in this spot, the top box is. You'll simply set it off to the side like this. Remove the queen excluder. I'm going to take this box, they're fired up for sure. Move it to a different spot. Just like that. This has the queen in it. Put this one back down here. One thing I failed to mention when I pulled that box over just then is, and I didn't actually do it, so I hope it's okay, but if you're taking the bottom box that has the queen in it, in this method, you want to make sure she's not on the bottom board. So you pick that bottom box up to move it, quick scan on the bottom board, make sure she's not walking around amongst all the bees on the bottom board. Now we're going to put the queens in here, and here are the queens. You see some of them are marked pink and some are marked blue. Greg's doing some type of a study. I don't know all the details about it, and that's probably good, but I'm just going to try them out here in Alabama and see how they do and report back to him. But I'm going to go ahead and put some blue tape on here. I'll do that if I want it to delay the release just a little bit, since we just made these splits. Just going to put a little tape on the end like this, a little blue painter's tape. And then I'm going to just a tiny little pin prick in it, help them get started on it. Little tiny little prick like that. And I'm just going to take it, because it's so warm, I think I can just take it, and I actually want to put the candy up in this case, because we have attendants in there. If an attendant dies or gets injured and she's falling the hole there, they can't release the queen and it would be in trouble. So I'm going to do this way. So if an attendant dies or has a hard time or anything happens, they can still release her up like that. So there it is. That one was blue. it's also important to make sure, especially with these kind of cages, that you put them where there's space for the bees to get to them, like an area where there's some brood. I almost put it right in a big old frame of honey, and that can just, you can imagine how that can be bad if the honey just drips all in on the bees. And so these bees are actually on a frame. You see the brood right there. So you want to have a little brood around them. You can put them further down on the frames. Might be a better idea, but anyway, I think that's going to work better. Just a little pointer there. Don't put it near the tops of the frames if you think there's a chance there's going to be honey to drown the bees or not enough room for them to release her. Now I'm out here at Appling Farms. It's a beautiful evening. There's a little breeze blowing, and you can do the same thing here. I think I've got 11 to do here. I finished up Slocum. There were 9 there, and the bees got a little feisty at the end of it, so I didn't film anything before I got out of there. But these bees out here are very similar. I think their attitude's a little better than the ones in Slocum, actually, though. At least a couple of those hives over there are pretty feisty. So anyway, we're getting it done. It's an absolutely beautiful evening. It's been a long day. Got all 20 of the queens placed. Got some splits made. A couple of the splits are a little weak. I'm not sure they're going to make it, but at this point in time, there's nothing else I can really do. I've had enough. I think the bees have had enough of me. I'm going to put a link to the playlist where we harvested honey this year right here. We'll see y'all next time.